So I'm going to assume if you're watching this, you're all here for the same reason. It's because you want Joe Barry to be fired. It is beyond me how he still is maintaining a job for the Green Bay Packers. It's been 3 years and we have seen the same consistent ups and downs for 3 years. 3 years of film of him being inconsistent and just not the guy to be running that team, and it doesn't make it or running that side of the ball. And the weird part about it is they have invested first round pick after first round. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point. I feel like I've talked about this already. They have eight, nine, or 8 or 7 first round picks on that side of the ball. Granted, a few of them aren't playing right now, but I don't think that makes that much of a difference. If you can just be a good coordinator, you would know who is best suited in what position and when to put and when to implement certain players in certain positions and what to do if you see a certain look, not run the same base defense over and over again and play your corners way off in dangerous situations where you know they have wide receivers that can get open. The Danny DeVito thing was wild because that was like a quarterback that's inexperienced. He's good. He's on a heater. I like him, but his wide receivers were not all that. And it didn't make any sense how they were just marching up and down the field. And today with Baker Mayfield, listen to me, Baker going 22 for 28 doesn't sound, or like 300 something yards, doesn't sound all that bad to me. Congratulations to him. I like that for him. Chris Godwin is also really good. But at the same time, it doesn't make any sense when they needed him to get a stop. He didn't do it. And the D-line played out of their minds. They got 5 sacks and it still didn't matter. You know what that tells me? That means the back end schematically something was up. Dude was throwing it over the middle like there was no tomorrow. And that leads me to believe that this is just an inept coach. He doesn't get it's like either he doesn't care or he's just stuck in his like 2000 whatever mindset of when like it's this nothing, something needs to be done. Like nothing is being done to hire this, like to fix this guy. So what I want to do a couple things. I want to watch one of his press conferences and I just want to listen to what he says because I watch every Joe Barry press conference just to see if I can pick up something. And every time I watch, it's the same shit. It's him basically word salading his way for about 12 minutes and trying to explain how he, kind of understands, not really, defense and how he's going to somehow stop an offense that's been walking up and down the field, shaking their ass all over Lambeau Field and let go. So we're going to press conference. Look at this fucking guy. Damn.
Bothered you the most of the game? Just, where did you...
Other than losing the game?
Yeah, other than losing the game.
I think I've told you guys before here, when you, it seems to be pretty much every week for us. We've been in close games every week. And in this league, usually, when you're in games like that, it usually comes down to 5 or 6 plays. And I think that was the thing I was most upset with was, we had an opportunity to make those 5 or 6 plays and didn't, and it ended up ultimately costing us in the end.
So now he's blaming the players.
I think
right.
When you're in tight games, every single play matters, every snap matters, and when you give up, like I said, a handful of plays, ultimately it can lose a game for you. So that was probably the most disappointing.
At long stretches, really good defense, winning defense this year, and then 4 games where you've given up 200 rushing yards and
Yeah.
lost all 4. Why hasn't it been more consistent when you've shown that you can do it for pretty long stretches?
Yeah. Well, I mean, even specifically when you look at the other night, I think, there was a major focus on Saquon Barkley, obviously, and
And it didn't even matter. It didn't matter because bro still went crazy.
On the play that he fumbled, but for the most part, in general, when you're talking about the run defense, I thought we did a pretty good job. Some of the unique runs. You know, they popped a wildcat run on us. Obviously, you know, the quarterback did a heck of a job pulling it, and us not being able to make a play. So, you know, again, back to when I said those 5 or 6 plays that ultimately did us in the other night, you know, 3 or 4 of those were in the run game, you know. And that's the thing, when you're in games like that, you have to make that play. You got to find a way to make that play. And, you know, specifically with the quarterback run game, let's say he does pull it and he gets 6 or 7 yards. Okay, you can live to fight another down, but you miss 2 or 3 tackles on it, then, you know, that turns into a you know, 24, 26, 28-yard run. And those are the things when I say those are, when you accumulate those 5 or 6 plays through a course of a game, that ends up being the difference.
What needs to be done to find that consistency? It's there, right?
Yeah, you know, I wish you know, because again, there's
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. I don't know. Do you see what I mean by word salad? Like, he doesn't know how to explain it. One of the guys just needs to ask him, "Hey, Joe, so we've been covering you guys for a while, and out of all of the defensive coordinators that we've had in this building, the ones that gotten let go, Mike Pennant, his defense was also an issue in Green Bay, but it was never this. It wasn't as bad as the defense that you're currently running. So the question that we would like to ask you is, why is your defense so baby shit soft?" And I guarantee you, bro would just stumble over his words. He wouldn't know what to say. He wouldn't know what to do. He wouldn't know how to answer it, because he's a fucking myth himself. Guy's a fraud. I don't know how he got the job for Green Bay. When he got hired, after looking at all of his stats, everyone was like, well, this is going to be bad. And now I don't know if they fire him now. I don't know if they probably let him go at the end of the season is what I'm thinking. I think if Green Bay was in a situation where there was absolutely no way that they make the playoffs, I'm pretty sure they just let bro go. But since they're technically still in contention, they're probably going to keep him on just because, like, he does have the ability. Like, out of everybody in the building, you know, Joe Barry's trash, but I don't know who you would give the reins to as far as like calling defensive plays. So I don't think he should be there next year. I don't even feel comfortable with him now. The fucking Panthers won today. Did you see that? Do you think Joe Barry will be able to lock up that offense? I think so, but it's, again, bro, it's Joe Barry. He's a cornball. He's not it doesn't seem like he's focused. He's obviously listening to all of the hate that he gets, and he should. He's not good. And he's not, no one, I don't think anybody is rooting for him. We want him to be good, but he just shows time and time again that he doesn't have the ability to do so. So, with that being said, fire Joe Barry, fire Joe Barry, fire Joe Barry.